Hi and welcome back to FindersBeepers History Seekers for the catch-up video. Now, I didn't do one last week. Well, I did. I just never actually put it up because I was so rushed. I don't know if you know, but I went off to 5 different countries last weekend. I went to Croatia, Hungary, Bosnia, Slovenia and Italy in one weekend. I was away for 4.5 days and I did 5 countries. So it was a little bit mad. So I have got that video still for you. But what I think I'm going to try and do is do lots of videos in December for 2 reasons. One, a lot of you will be off work at home with the kids and stuff like that, so you've got a bit more spare time. And 2, ad revenue pays a lot better in December than any other month. So, ka-ching! I'm sorry, I can't not. At the end of the day, why not? So I'm going to start putting some videos up in December, get some stuff edited, some looking back videos like this one of classic episodes. I'm going to try and edit some of those up for you, make some videos like this, look at your old comments. So you might see one of your comments from like 3 years ago if you've been here that long, and the OG guys will get comments from like almost 7 years ago. So we'll get some of those videos on for you. Now this week, wow, like I said to you at the time, one of the best explores I think I have ever done. The history was there. It was an amazing... Oh, by the way, I'm not at home, as you can tell. I am up in Scotland at the moment. And I've got this on because I've just come back in from exploring. And I've got some beasts next to me. Hey, Jim. No, not having it. Don't want. He's camera shy apparently. I'm sure he'll show his face in a minute. Jim. Bailey. Jim. But yeah, the place was absolutely out of this world. Like, the building was fantastic. Obviously half of it was a bit ramshackle, falling down, but the other half was so perfect, so lovely, and the history in there was unbelievable, absolutely unbelievable, even down to things like this.
Oh my. Oh, I'm lost for words. Look at this all set out. Once again, like I said, not set up by anyone. It's been like this since it was in use. You can definitely tell that. I wonder what those plates are. They look quite interesting, those ones up there.
Now, at the time, I knew that some of those plates were worth a decent amount of money. I didn't realise how much, actually really expensive. I think I saw a set of 4 of those pattern plates for like 600 quid. If you're American, quid is pounds. I don't know what I don't know why I don't think. I suppose Americans have bucks, don't they? We have pounds, which are quid, and you have dollars, which are bucks. There's a parrot in there as well, by the way, if you can hear something in the background. Yeah, they were like 600 quid. I think there were the military plates that were up at the top with the crest on. That's actually, I found the crest for the family, and the little crest that's on it is part of their family clan crest or whatever logo. It all links in. They were family plates, and they're 75 quid a pop. So I'm so glad these things haven't been smashed up. I'm so glad that it's been looked after. Well, not looked after. The fear factor has stopped people coming in. So yeah, it was amazing just for the little things like that.
Look at the floor. That is so good. You see, this is the thing, like, what new big houses these days have got workmanship like that? Like the banisters, the floors, the ceilings, everything, like every last detail was thought about. And now it's just, let's make it as plain as we possibly can, and they're all the same and boring. Yeah, look at the banisters. See, this is the thing, look. You're focusing walking up the stairs. You don't really look at things like these little twists and stuff. They're not really important, but it's just the difference between quality and plain, boring nothingness. Let's make our way up these amazing stairs. Look at the window at the top of there as well. Oh, and the big star up there. That is wonderful. Right, just sat here with some extra torches set up for some good photos. Just taking it all in. I just can't believe this place. I think this has been one of the best explores for a while.
Right, so I'm just sat here editing and I'm just thinking I've left so many things out. There's the glass things for the photos.
Noise in there as well. What's in here? Oh wow, look at this. I've got to be very careful with these. Look at this. Who is that? And it's on glass. That is glass. Look. Wonder what era that is. So did they put, as far as I'm aware, they used to put them onto glass like that, and then somehow that glass then moved them over onto like a normal photograph. Oh, look at this guy. Right. Look at him. That is amazing. It's like he's almost stood there. He's like 3D.
They were amazing. But this is why this place was so good. There's so many good things in that building that we could just talk and talk for hours and hours about all the different stuff. Also, there was the gun box thing.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. For a start, what is this? Oh, look at this. Don't know what that says. Does that say varnish? And that says, is it blackening? They're inkwells, aren't they? And then that says shot. What is this? I don't understand what it is. I thought it was something to do with like drawing or writing. Powder. Oh no, this is for a gun. This is for a gun.
With the little sections in it. So many people were like, oh no, that's not, that's for printing, or that's for this, that's for that. Definitely for guns. The blackening was for the barrel, to make the barrel look black. The varnish was for the wooden bit, your wooden bit on the gun. And then obviously the powder and the shot. So yeah, I was right. For a change, I was right about something. So yeah, so many good things. Anyway, let's get back to it. Oh, you caught me. This soup is amazing, by the way. So nice. One of the other things, like we mentioned, was the house itself. I think some of the details in the house that had still been kept were amazing. Now, the main thing for me was that main entranceway with the floor and the sort of separate tiles with the Latin on and things like that. Now, you guys have sent me an unbelievable amount of stuff, and it's going to be impossible to include everything. So what I will do is I'll put the links down below in the description for everything that's been sent out to me, and then you guys can have a proper look, because there's absolutely no way on earth I can cover every single point that's been sent over to me. I don't think I've ever had as many messages over a week, or over, what day is it today? Wednesday. So, is it Wednesday? It might be Tuesday. Whatever day it is, it's been a couple of days, and I've had hundreds and hundreds of emails, messages, comments, all sorts of all information of these people, and it's fantastic. But I've got photographs of the entrance hall as it was in the 1990s, and it's spectacular. There's turtle shells in the fireplace. I can't remember offhand, I think there might be like deer's head mounted round the building. It's just, and I'm not saying that like killing animals is wonderful, but the place itself is wonderful. So good. And I think there's one of the dining room as well, and the bed, the big 4-poster bed, is exactly the same as it was back in the 90s. So that's, you see, I think of the 90s as like 2 days ago. It's like, it doesn't seem that long ago, but actually it's 30 odd years now since the beginning of the 90s. So it is a bit weird, really, to think 30 years have gone by and it looks not that much different, really.
Oh, look. Look at the tiles and the detail on this fireplace. This is wonderful. Absolutely beautiful. I love that. I'd love to have something like that. Oh, another little fireplace. See, a lot of these upstairs rooms, it doesn't seem like there's a great deal in them. But those tiles and that fireplace are brilliant. Again, look, original, probably 1880s tiles. Original cast iron fireplace with the little bell. Oh wait, listen, wait. I can hear it down the corridor. I could hear that then, behind me. Oh, look at the fireplace in here. Another lovely little fireplace. I do love these. I do, I really do.
Now, there was a lot of comments about one of my favourite things, which is fireplaces. As you know, I love the tiled fireplaces, the old cast iron and metal fireplaces. Absolutely wonderful. This place was no exception. Wonderful stuff. And you guys really picked up on that as well. And I love that you've got the passion for it. I don't know whether I've given you that passion, but a lot of you have already got that passion for fireplaces, ceilings, and things like that as well. So it makes me really happy because you like it as much as I do.
Oh, look. Colonel W.L. Auchinleck. Colonel W.L. Auchinleck. Right. You guys out there that like doing your research, find out who he is for me. Let's have a look. Oh, wait a minute. Is this the same? Got the same guy's name in it? What's in here? Oh, wow. Let's get this out. Let's put it somewhere I can look at it properly. Looks like it says darling. I'm not sure. But look, in here. Yes, it does say darling. And look at this. I noticed, look. It's the same guy as the gun thing that we found. Now, what's that say? Oh, in his killing, Fusiliers? I want to know what these boxes are, look. What's it say? Oh, it's Captain R.R.A. Darling. G.R.A. Darling, London. Wow. Is there anything in this? No, this one's empty, altogether empty. Oh, it says something on the front. Wait a minute. Oh. Captain R.R.A. Darling, Royal Signals.
Right, the next bit is about the people themselves. Now, there's so much information and it's very hard to follow it all because the names are quite similar and you get like something something Darling or something something the surname I can't pronounce, and they're all initials and it's hard to know which one's which. So what I'll do is I'll give you a bit of an overview of the people and a bit of the history, but I'm not going to go into too much depth. Like I said, I put all the information below. You've got it then. You can have a look at your leisure. And you know what? It's unbelievable. It's so good. I am so pleased I went here. Right, so originally they were actually Scottish. They came over from Scotland in the 1600s, and the family it was a minister, a reverend, that came across over to Ireland. Now, I'm going to skip right through from 1600 right through to like the 1900s because there's so much information here, like who married who, where they came from, the connections to Castle Cool in Northern Ireland, loads and loads of things. There was loads of ministers in there, reverends. It was all very churchy, and it wasn't until the 1800s it then changed from churchy to military. So if I go through to, in fact, I'll just read this last paragraph, and even this is a lot. So and I'm sorry about the pronunciation of the name, I can't get my tongue round it. When Daniel Auchinleck died, his children were all minors, and the estate passed into the control of his widow, who died in 1888. His eldest son, Major Henry Auchinleck, 1837 to 1893, spent several years in the army before retiring in 1865 and taking on the management of the house and the estate where we went. He married the daughter of a West Indian merchant from Liverpool, who had one son and two daughters. His widow continued to live at the house we went to until her death in 1920. The son and heir, Captain Daniel George Harold Auchinleck, who I think was potentially one of the people that we opened the stuff from, was a career soldier who was killed in the first year of the First World War and had no surviving children. So he bequeathed it to his widow, who continued to live at the house we went to until her death in 1949. The estate then passed to Captain Auchinleck's eldest nephew, Lieutenant Ralph Reginald Auchinleck Darling. So that's the guy where it said Darling all over everything. It was the nephew of the older guy. So I was right. When I was looking at that box downstairs, I said to you, I think this is an older generation. I think the other stuff, the Darling stuff, is newer, and that's an older one. And I was right. He died in the First World War. The Auchinleck guy with the old box down in the reception area, whereas the other boxes from Darling were from later on. Let's see, where did I get up to? Ralph Reginald Auchinleck Darling, who was alive from 1897 to 1958, who moved to Northern Ireland after retiring from the army on ill health grounds in 1943. So he definitely didn't go and do the Palestine campaign like I was talking about, because it was in 1948, if I remember rightly, when the British went in and took over and turned it into Israel and Palestine. So he wasn't involved in that, but he clearly went. Now, there is some photos of this guy, some brilliant photos. One of them in Egypt with a couple of other soldiers. His wedding photos. I can't believe I've got his wedding photos. And an amazing photo of him in his uniform as well. It's so good, that connection of this guy. We've seen his stuff, we've been in his house, and now we've seen photos of him getting married. It is mad to think of that connection. It's just, and it's sad as well, isn't it? Anyway, then it passed on to his oldest son, Gerald Ralph Auchinleck Darling, 1921 to 1996. So he was still living in there right up until 1996. And like I said, that's when the photographs came from of the reception area. Who, after wartime experience in the Navy, which makes me think that box with the hat in is his Navy hat. So it's the son's Navy hat. So we've got 3 generations of stuff. A box from the grandfather, one from the son, and one from the son's son, the grandson. It's crazy. His legal practice specialised in the law of the sea and ended his career as leader of the Admiralty Bar and in the largely honorary post of Judge of the Admiralty Court of the, I don't know how to say this, Cinque Ports? Cinque Ports? Cinque Ports sounds a bit dodgy. But he was appointed by the Queen Mother. These people were really important, like really ridiculously important people in the war. Now, once again, whilst editing, I found out that his cousin was even more influential, Claude. Now, I'm going to put more details about him down below. I'm not going to put loads and loads and loads in about him. He didn't live in this house, but he visited this house regularly to see his cousin. And I've got photographs of him with the Prime Minister, Winston Churchill. I seem to go to a lot of places that have got links to Winston Churchill. It's really strange. Coco Chanel's mansion, he went there. and to the place up in Scotland with all the military stuff in it. He's been there. There's a few places that he seems to be connected to. It's like I've got some strange connection to Winston Churchill. Anyway, yeah, let you get back to the rest of this video. Now, there's loads of stuff online about how they were heroes. Some maybe a little bit dark of how he was a bit tyrannical. He was a bit of a tyrant, and I think that was the middle one, the son, not the grandfather, not the grandson, but the son. I think he was a bit of a tyrant from what I've read. One sec. Yeah, the Queen Mother, she was the Lord Warden of the Kinkports. His widow sold the estate in 2004, and their children both live in England. So the family have got nothing to do with that house anymore, which is sad. It's been in their name since the 1600s, or that bit of land has been in their name since the 1600s. And now the kids just live in England and somebody else has bought it, and look what's happened to it. Absolutely mad. I could go on and on. Like, look, I don't know if you can see, but look at the amount of information there is just on this one page, and that is one of about 7 I've been sent. So as you can see, there's loads and loads and loads of information to delve into this. It needs saving. You know what I'd like you to do, if you're that sort of person? Obviously, if you're not, don't do it. Get in touch with somebody, like the Military Society, the Northern Ireland Military Society. Tell them about all this stuff and what's happening to it, because it needs saving. And yes, there is somebody who owns the place who doesn't particularly seem that bothered about it. They do seem bothered about people being there because they are scary and they are aware of my presence, which worries me. And I can't say who they are, but I've been made aware by certain people that they are aware. I don't think anything's going to come of it, but it is worrying. And all I will say is, are going to be quite careful in the future. That was terrible. But anyway, yeah, just read between the lines. Got to be very careful with this. I don't want to go digging around telling people certain things because I don't want links back to me. So if you could do that, that would be brilliant.
And then what's this say? Dilute 1 part with 20 parts water. Not suitable for consumption, maybe? TG Rutledge. Omar. Don't know what that is. DDT. I thought that were a wrestling move, DDT.
The next thing you mentioned was DDT. Like I said, I always thought that was like a wrestling move. I knew it wasn't because it was in a bottle. However, DDT apparently is pesticide, and it was banned in 1986. So I think it's a bit of an illegal substance. It was banned in America, it was banned in the UK, it was banned in other places as well. So that's what it was. It was a bit confusing, especially because it was with the other things that it was with, like tomato sauce, all those other things, and then that bottle. It just didn't really make a great deal of sense. But I'm up here anyway, chilling out, looking after these dogs. Bear's in there as well because I can't have them anywhere near each other because they just want to eat each other. Making some Tuesday videos for you. So there will be some really good Tuesday videos coming out over the next couple of weeks. I know I've only done 2. One actually came out earlier on this week. I've got the behind the scenes Northern Ireland and Southern Ireland video for you as well on a Tuesday. There's going to be some cracking content coming up. I've got some plans of going abroad again soon. I never stop, but over Christmas I'm going to be chilled out, and this is why I'm rushing round. So people are worried that I'm doing too much, and I have been doing a lot, but I've been doing a lot in preparation for doing feck all at Christmas. I want to spend it with my kids. and my family and just enjoy it. I just want to enjoy it this year. Like, there's too many years in the past where I've worked in sales and things like that, and they've pushed us to work over Christmas, and it's been horrible. So this year, I'm having my Christmas. I'm doing what I want. So I'm chilling out up here, eating my soup, drinking my whiskey, editing for you, going out in the garden with the dogs and stuff. It's so good. But I just want to make sure that you guys look after you as well, because I know that you do a lot in your day-to-day things. You have hard times, you have stressful things that happen to you, and you message me about them all the time, and I'll always try and be there and talk to you about things. I was talking to a lovely man the other day that had lost his daughter over the weekend, and it's so sad, but what he said to me was, I love that you're a distraction. I love that we can come on and watch your videos, and it just takes our mind off things. And just for that 1 hour of watching a video, they're happy, and that just makes it all worth it. So go away, look after yourselves, and I'll see you on Sunday.